Hey, I'm Lauren Black from Country Now, and we're here with Lindsay Ell, who's about to take the stage for Country Now Live here at Brooklyn Bowl, Nashville. And we're gonna play, well, it's a little game, but sort of a get to know. So first of all, how excited are you to play a live show?
Lauren, I am so excited to see you. We were just talking, I haven't seen you in like over a year and a half, and to play with my band, to be able to play a show right now feels just like an incredible gift. Like, it's always a gift, but especially right now just because we haven't played one in so long. So I am so excited.
So we're not gonna have an audience, but people will be watching online on Twitch. So is it weird to play to an empty room, do you think?
You know, over the past year and a half, we've gotten a lot of practice playing to screens and lenses and all of the things. And so now I'm just used to it, and I can like kind of hear the virtual applause in my brain.
Okay, well, I know they will be giving you the virtual claps. So you released your album, Heart Theory, which is based on the 7 stages of grief. So we thought we would play the 7 stages of Lindsay Ell and just get to know you a little bit more. So the first question we have is, what's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory is probably getting my first guitar. My parents gave it to me as a Christmas present when I was 8, and I remember like seeing a guitar wrapped under the Christmas tree, and you can see that it's a guitar, obviously, so it wasn't really a surprise, but I loved that thing to death. It became like another limb off my body. I would play it while my mom was cooking dinner, like sitting on the kitchen counter. I'd play it on my bed. I'd just bring that thing around with me everywhere. So that's probably one of my fondest childhood memories, and if it wasn't that, it was probably baking with my mom in the kitchen.
You still do that, I see on Instagram.
My mom is such an incredible baker, and like whenever I go home, we always have a long list of things that we like to cook in the kitchen together.
Cool. All right, so what's the first song you ever wrote?
The first song I ever wrote, I was 10 years old, and I mean, what else are you gonna write about when you're 10 years old? I wrote it to my parents, and it's called That Place in My Heart. Oh. How sappy is that? So
do you still have it somewhere?
I do, in a journal, and it is terrible. I mean, everybody needs to start somewhere, right? But it's like, yeah. It probably won't see the light of day. Maybe sometime in the middle of a show, somebody will be like, play That Place in My Heart. And I'll be like, oh my goodness, you have watched this interview.
Well, good thing you kept it, because maybe one day you can put it like in the Hall of Fame or something.
I think
How
that's
about
a fantastic idea.
Okay, so tell me about a time that you didn't think you would make it, but you powered through, like in your personal life or music in general.
Goodness gracious. How long is this interview?
I know, we got real deep here real quick.
So on Heart Theory, I was able to write a song called Make You about my story as a little girl. And I am a survivor. So I was raped when I was 13 and 21. And I think after both of those things, I mean, anytime we go through traumatic events in our lives, regardless of what it's from, I think it's just such a defining moment of our life where, you know, things kind of, reality snaps right before your eyes. And I'm such a believer that it isn't what happens to us that defines who we are, but what we choose to do with those things that define who we are. And so I remember after both of those instances, and they were just so different in each stance, but me just feeling like my life was forever changed, and I didn't know if I could recover, and there was just so many emotions wrapped up in that one moment. But now looking back on it, I wouldn't be the girl I am today without those things, and I wouldn't be able to write the music I do without those experiences. And so when we have those bad days, when we have those times that we don't feel like we can turn around from them, those are such defining moments of our lives, and I think they're really opportunities for us to learn more about who we are and about what we really want to do, like what makes us so happy when we wake up in the morning. And I'm so grateful that I was able to write a song about it and launch my own foundation last year called the Make You Movement. And so, yeah, I think sometimes the scariest times end up producing like the brightest moments.
For sure. Yeah, I was gonna say you're helping people through your music and the foundation. Yeah. I'm sure you've gotten like so much feedback from your fans about that.
Lauren, it's been insane watching the DMs from fans and just hearing the feedback from writing a song like that, and how many how many of you guys who have just been like, thank you for sharing your story with me, and I've heard so many beautiful stories, and it just goes to show you the power of music. You know, it is the universal language that can bring us together, and regardless of where we're from, how old we are, what language we speak, music is this like connecting link. And so I'm just so grateful. I know music has always gotten me through and navigated me through hard times, and so I'm just really grateful that I'm able to sort of pass that torch and help other people navigate through difficult times with my music.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. When did you know, was there like a pivotal moment that this was what you were meant to do?
There were a few. You know, I remember performing ever since I was a little girl. And I originally learned how to perform, I guess, in my church when I was 10. I would play for any stage that would have me. I would play for free pretty much anywhere. And then I bought a 15-passenger band van when I was 15 years old and was like driving it around the country, playing on stage for 3-4 hours a night. So I just feel like it was pretty early on when I knew performing in the stage was my happy place, and like no other scenario in my life was gonna truly like hit that chord in my body. And I was like, this is a pretty good way to go here. And I think it was probably early on. I went on tour with a guy by the name of Buddy Guy. He's like this like blues guitar player, and I think on that tour was the moment I was like, this is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make this happen. Like, I'm gonna commit my life to this.
That's amazing. Let's see, looking back, what has been the most memorable moment of your career so far?
It is so hard to choose one. Who knew these questions were gonna be so hard? Okay, if I were to choose one moment, goodness gracious. You know, I've gotten to share this stage with some of my idols, and as a little girl dreaming to, you know, stand on these stages and be nominated for these award shows and get to play beside some of my heroes that I've looked up to. You know, we got to tour around the world with Brad Paisley for about a year and a half. I got to tour with Keith Urban. Like one day Keith calls me and asks me to sing on a song on his record, and I'm like, is this Keith Urban on the phone right now? Is this actually happening? And then, so I sang on a song called Horses off Graffiti U, and we got to tour with Keith, and that was his encore every night. And so I just got to stand up there rocking with his incredible band and Keith Urban himself, and we like traded guitar solos every night, and it was the encore of their set, and then confetti would fall, and I was just like, this is a dream, isn't it? Like I really had to pinch myself every night on that tour, because I was just in completely my happy place.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Let's see, what do you value most about your career?
The people I get to work with and the people I get to play for. Music is just such a unifying thing, and there is nothing that makes me happier than getting to work with my family, because I truly do look at, you know, my team and my band as my family, and then going on stage and getting to play for, hopefully when we can see them, all these smiling faces, and seeing how much, you know, a song I wrote can have an impact on somebody's life. I know how much music inspires me and changes my life every single day, and so to know that I can pass on that energy to somebody else is like so encouraging. It makes me want to wake up and just literally work as hard as I physically possibly can to keep doing it.
Well, you definitely do that, because when life was normal, you were like in an airport every day on Instagram. I'm like, where is she today? Okay, so last question. This is looking forward to the future. So where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Ooh.
Or where do you hope to see yourself?
I love this question. Touring arenas around the world, getting to play for thousands of people every night, and getting to hear that there's nothing sweeter than the sound of voices singing in a crowd to me. Like, I remember, you know, going to see Paul McCartney and hearing Hey Jude being sung by 60,000 people at a music festival, and like that touches a place in my soul that not many things can in this life. And so I'm just looking forward to, in 10 years getting to travel around the world getting to do this every night and hear that sweet, sweet sound of thousands of voices.
Well, you have a few minutes before you have to take the stage, so I will let you go.
Okay.
But I loved catching up with you, and
so good to
hopefully
see
we'll, have a crowd full of people next time we're together.
We cannot wait. We cannot wait.